Hi, I'm Wei Min Tan. I'm a Manhattan, New York property broker, and this presentation is about the average Manhattan, New York apartment rents. And I focus on global investor buyers from all over the world, and sometimes they buy as a vacation home, but most of the times they would buy as an investment to be rented out. So this presentation serves to give some guidance as to what to expect in terms of apartment rents. This opening slide is an example of one of my clients' investment apartments. It was purchased turnkey, which means we didn't have to do anything. We just closed on the property and rented it out right away. It's in a luxury building. This particular apartment is in Tribeca. It faces north, and it actually looks out to the Citigroup headquarters. Not this building, but one block away. You may be able to see it. It's this one. Yeah, and this is the bedroom and this is the living room, and this particular floor has extra high ceilings, which you probably couldn't tell from here, but it's a great apartment. It looks very voluminous. Let's move on to the next slide. The average Manhattan, New York rents. These are the averages. For a studio, it was $2,800, one bedroom $3,700, two bedroom $5,500, three bedroom $9,000. And the key trend is that compared to last year, the rents went up a lot, and these increases are not even as high as some of the ones we've been seeing. Like some of our clients' apartments, the rents increased by 50%. But you have to keep in mind, it's also because the last year was the pandemic time when rents decreased by about 25 to 30%, because a lot of people moved out of Manhattan and there was suddenly a lot of inventory, and as a result the average rental prices came down by 25 or 30%. And right now the rents picked up again big time, because companies are calling people back into the office. Mostly 3 to 4 days a week, but no more working from home full-time. These are the rental prices per square foot, and this is one way we determine in Manhattan. It's based off of the rent per square foot, which is basically the price per rent per square foot on an annual basis. So if you look at the annual rent divided by the size of the apartment, that's how you get this average rent per square foot. And you'll notice that as the apartments get bigger, the rent per square foot is higher, and the reason is that usually the larger apartments have better views and they have better layouts. Well, not really better layouts, but usually they're on a higher floor with better views. And that's the reason why the price to buy a larger apartment in terms of more bedrooms, as well as the rent to rent a larger apartment increases on a price per square foot basis. So if you look at it here, there's been big jumps in terms of the price per square foot as well. And this next slide shows some metrics. The median rental price, big increase, but the number of signed leases has decreased. So while the rents increased a lot, the volume of transaction is actually lower than a year ago. And here it shows the listing inventory. We have 4,000 units, and it's a big decrease from a year ago. And the vacancy rate here, this is important to note. The vacancy rate in Manhattan is probably the lowest in the US. Why is it? Because there's huge demand. There's huge demand and very low inventory, and that is one key reason as to why investors like to invest in Manhattan, because it's stable. The supply is just so constrained. It's a landlocked island, and yes, they are building new inventory, but it's nothing compared to the existing inventory. For example, in a typical US city, there's unlimited land. Developers can keep building further and further out from the core. So in a place like, let's say, Texas, something that's 1 or 2 years old would be considered old. But in Manhattan, Anything that is built from year 2000 and later is still considered new, right? So year 2000 until now, it's already 22 years, but something that's built in, let's say, 2005 is still considered a new building. Not brand new, but it's still in the new category. So my point is that supply and development here is very constrained. So this is a brief bio of myself, and thank you for watching.